Hey everybody, welcome back to episode number 2 of Everything You Should Know About the 2019 Shiv with me, Jeff Torian. Today we're going to be talking about everything front end, pick up where we left off in episode number 1. We're talking about the base bar, the different positions. I recently learned out there's not just 2, there's actually 3 different positions of the base bar. And also we'll be diving into what comes with the bike and this fancy fit kit. So stay tuned and we're going to get right into it. Like I said, it's going to be all things front end. There is so much going on here. Like, I really feel it needs almost its whole episode. So that's what we're going to try to give it today. There's so many different options and variations, and we're going to go through every single one in a time-lapse fashion, so you don't have to sit through an hour-long video. But in relation to that, we're actually going to be installing sync ergonomics extensions. We ran these on Annie's bike last season and she really likes that position, so we went ahead and ordered another set for the new bike. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of play around with the dimensions. We're not gonna get them fully set. We're just gonna get everything mocked up as if, you know, you were to put on a new front end and then make a trip to the fitter. So we're gonna get it to the stage to where I can hand it over to the fitter, and he can make all the adjustments he needs. Everything's already pre-assembled. He's not fumbling around with the box of stuff. Speaking of boxes of stuff, the Shiv comes with this really cool fit kit. And if we just open it up here, you can kind of see they've done a really nice job of laying all the stuff out. Has all the different spacers left to right, has the different positions. These are the inserts you'll need for the base bar, and we will install these and show you. But there's a little chamfered edge here, and you can run it in the down position or you can run it up. So there's actually 3 total positions for the base bar: down, flat, up. It comes with 10-degree wedges, and then it comes with an Allen key to tighten and torque everything, which is really nice. And here are some of the initial studs. That's, yeah, if you're running a pretty low stack height. Take this up and out, and the quick start guide falls out. Opening this up, it's super nice. The illustrations that they have done here, it's all 3D, just like as if they were designing the bike. They go ahead and open it up, gives you a full rundown of all the bits that are on the frame set itself. And then it goes over into the graph, and you have all of your corresponding, you know, stack heights to find the studs, and it's just a full-on graph. It makes it extremely easy and user-friendly. So if I'm a fitter and I just get this bike, I don't know anything about it, but my customer brings me this sheet, then it's a breeze. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that. Also on the 3rd page, it goes ahead and shows you like the assembly of the base bar mech. So all of these different bits that we're gonna be playing with here in a little bit. So with that closed up, there's a 3rd layer to this box, which is even more studs. So these are all stainless steel studs. Each one of them is individually marked, so which makes it even easier. So they laser engrave like 90 mils, you know, 110, 130, so on and so forth. So if you go into your pamphlet and you're like, okay, I need 130 mil stack, you're gonna grab your 130 mil stud. It's that simple. So from here, I'm gonna put all this stuff back, and we're gonna switch camera angles and get into the process of all the different variable positions. So I kind of went ahead and put everything together so you can see, yeah, my basic starting points for taking this whole cockpit apart. And what I'm gonna start with doing is there's 2 3mm bolts. There's one here and there's one on the non-drive side. And I'm just gonna loosen these up. So with those loosened up, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the rear. There's another set of 3mm bolts on the top of this plate. And now I should be able to slide out my extensions like so. So now with the extensions off, I'm going to take my 5mm and I'm just going to come in and break these free. These 2 top bolts. Take them off so I can get to the stack. So that comes off, and now I have access to the stack and the studs. Now these studs are just finger tight, but it is an 8mm wrench. So I'm just going to go ahead and unthread these. So now that I'm at absolute 0 with the stack and everything, I'm actually going to take apart just the drive side base bar so I can show you the different options. I don't need to do it on both, I feel, because it's not something you want to keep doing repetitively. But yeah, now I should be able to pull that out. So there's part 1, here's part 2, and then part 3 is actually in here. You just push it out. So now with the base bar, you know, loose and kind of floppy, now we can take out the center pin. And this one is actually a 6mm, and I suspect Specialized made it a 6, so you don't loosen it by accident while you're traveling. So we're just gonna loosen this up, and it should slide out. So now with the pin out, I went ahead and grabbed the other one from the box, and we're gonna go ahead and start out with it for the lower position. So now with that pin in, then we can go ahead and drop in all our other parts, and they are labeled 1, 2, and 3 for a reason. They only go in one way, and if you try to put them in any other way, it's not gonna work that well. So you start with wedge 1, and then you put in wedge 2, and here it gets a little tricky because now you have to hold wedge 2 and put in number 3, like so, and then take your 5mm wrench and start to tighten it up. So now it's in the right position. I'm just gonna keep wiggling it as I'm tightening so it falls in its natural spot, and that's it. So this is position number 1 that we'll call it. Position number 2 can be the flat, and then position number 3 can be like wings up. So now we'll just take this all apart again, and we'll flip it around, and I can show you the up position. So in order to get the up position, it's gonna be the same exact insert, except instead of using it on the left side, you're gonna take the left one and use it on the right, and that way the chamfer edge is facing up. So we'll go ahead and install this one, get it all tightened down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So now this is the up position. And this is really good because if you actually have, you know, I'll just hold this up. If it's a small female or something, now they don't have such a big drop to go from the aero bar to the base bar, so they can get control of the bike pretty easy if they need to get on the brakes or what have you. Or if you're a big person, you can set it up, you know, all the way in the down position. But as far as I know, there is no aero losses in any position. Specialized could come out and tell me I'm wrong on that, but last I heard, it doesn't matter what position the bar is in, there is no negative. So now we'll go ahead and do the time lapse, and we're gonna do every single position, and yeah, show you exactly how many different people this bike can actually fit. Okay, everybody, well, hopefully from that time lapse, you're able to see all the different fit possibilities there are with this cockpit. I kind of skipped a little bit. I went from, I was gonna do like one spacer at a time, and then I realized there's so many options that it's gonna take way too long to do that. So I just kind of skipped to the max, which is 130. But this is pretty close to any setup right now, so this is good enough to deliver to the fitter. If you're paying attention to the time lapse, you'd see I only put one bolt in the armrest because I need to modify the holes a little bit. And that's kind of typical with, between each manufacturers of arm cups and base bar setups, is that sometimes the holes aren't always right. So you just need to drill them, make them a little bit wider, and yeah, that way they can accommodate. So that's it, everybody. That's the end of episode number 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're able to really get a good insight of this front end and you fully understand what it's all about. Episode number 3, we're actually gonna do some performance upgrades. We're gonna install an oversized system, talk about ceramic bearings, talk about different greases and lubes, and touch on the build kit that this bike came with. As some of you know, it's the SRAM AXS 12-speed. It's been out for a little while, but we'll do some close-ups. We'll really take a good look at it and see what it's all about. So as always, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see specifically, and yeah, see you on the next one.